Mr. Chairman, with your permission through the commissioners, would like to go through the agenda on the Finance Committee before Director Mullen offers the recommendation of the commissioners with regard to the supplemental budget. So
that is absolutely good. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
If I could, please, I am going to call the roll first of Finance Committee members.
Okay.
Carl Baldoff.
Here.
Thanks, Carl. Mr. Connors.
Here.
No longer a member of the advisory board, regrettably, and I'm sure Mr. Connors, you'll be recognizing his service at our next meeting, but Owen's had a tough year losing his son, and we wish him the best. It's a tough time of year for him, the holidays, particularly after his loss. But he was great help to me. He's always a straight shooter. I appreciated his guidance.
Second that motion.
The wait now is for two other members. We do have a quorum. I would like to go through and have others identify themselves. I do have most of the people here, as this is a public meeting. It has been the practice of the Finance Committee to have people identify themselves. And I'm going to go through those who have identified themselves electronically or verbally just to affirm their presence. Phil, I know you're here. If you would kindly take these names as we've done before, just to acknowledge their presence. Okay. We have with us, starting with the commissioners, Chair O'Brien, Commissioner Collins, Commissioner Shea, Commissioner-elect Stady, obviously Director Mullen. Oh, and if you could record Finance Committee member Helen Donahue as being on. Thanks, Helen.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No worries.
You're never late, Helen.
Oh,
How are you?
we lost my brother.
I know, I'm sorry to hear that. Bad time.
And if I could go through some of the others, Michelle Labadini's on, Dale Kurtz is on, Dr. Quinn is on, and sharing one line, and I don't know which it is, Assistant Registers, Kennedy and Lee are both on. Paul Connors is on as chair of the advisory board. And Mike, if you could help me with this, there is one other number here.
I believe that is Rick Fitzpatrick.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yep,
Rick
this is
here.
Rick Fitzpatrick, Joe. Thank you.
Hey, Rick. Excellent.
Mr. Chairman, Bill Buckley is sharing the line with Chairman O'Brien as well.
Thanks, Bill. Okay. So in calling this meeting to order, we will be reviewing the supplemental budget. Dr. Childs hopefully will come on to hear that, as well as present a review from the Finance Committee's perspective of the current analysis from the Abrahams Group, and then open up to any topics that members may want to discuss that were not on the agenda that may be appropriate to our conversations today. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge Commissioner Shea and Commissioner-elect Stady for their recent election. We look forward to working with you both as we move into this next cycle, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Looking forward to it, Joe, and should be great. Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll have some influence in who represents Canton now on the advisory board.
I think
we need a good member. You've been in that seat for a long time, Dick.
It's been an honor, but I think it'll be filled by a very, very large person in many ways. He'll do a great job. He will.
Okay, then. Is this person a member of the select board?
He is indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well known.
Last name begin with C?
Yeah, he's been around almost as long as me. And we had Mr. Connors, I thought, going thinking it might be somebody else, but it turned out maybe the joke might have been on me. I don't know. But anyway,
It was.
it was. All right. I owe you. You guys are
Now-
great.
Now's a good time for me to mention, November 30th was Tommy Riolo's 85th birthday.
Wow.
Wow.
If he was around, Tommy would have been 85 on November 30th.
God bless him.
Amazing.
God
Anyway,
love.
Well,
John,
we
John will
do,
be a lot of fun. He'll be great.
By the way, that was Sir Thomas.
A lot of experience.
That's right, you got it.
Sir Thomas Friolo.
Loved him so.
so
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion we accept the minutes of Wednesday, October 28th?
I would appreciate that, Paul. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Helen, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we do have to do a roll call vote because we're operating remotely. I'd ask for that vote now. Mr. Baldoff,
Aye.
Mr. Connors,
Aye.
Mrs. Donahue.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And we don't have Dr. Childs, but we do have a lot of people on this call, and out of respect to everyone, I'd ask Mr. Mullen to kindly walk us through a presentation from himself and the commissioners with regard to the second supplemental budget recommendation.
Yes, and thank you, Mr. Chair. Included, like in the information that we sent out actually last evening, and I apologize for the delay, getting that out. But we did actually send along an outline and a summary of a fiscal year 2021 proposed second supplemental budget in the amount of $404,871.07. The supplemental budget relies on an expected $249,871.07 State CARES Act reimbursement, $105,000 from the fiscal year 20 unappropriated balance, and $50,000 from prior year deeds, dedicated deeds excise revenue. And specifically what we're proposing to do in the second supplemental budget is to return $45,000 to the facility maintenance department's contractual service line item, and $17,000 in its cleaning supplies line item. These actually come after contracting for ear duct cleaning, and I'm gonna let Dr. Childs in. For ear duct cleaning services at Brookline and Quincy District Courts in the amount of $32,000, spending almost $7,600 this fall for an air quality testing in county buildings, and another $5,000 in COVID-19 related signage. In relating to the cleaning supplies line item, the maintenance's diligence in cleaning and sanitizing and disinfecting our county buildings and our courthouses has necessitated additional unforeseen expenses, with only $13,000 remaining in the line item's $35,000 fiscal year 21 appropriation. The second supplemental budget, it also proposes a $20,000 appropriation in the county legal services budget, and that would backfill basically the same amount that we have spent, on employee issues, in the labor issues that we has faced as part of the pandemic since the beginning of March. and these funds will help address any additional unforeseen expenses to come before the county in terms of legal services in the last half of the fiscal year, and also allow the county to finalize its new employee handbook that has been underway for quite some time now. And now we are very much looking forward to finishing it now that we have all of our collective bargaining wrapped up. As you know, we wrapped up those efforts in February. However, just after that happened, the pandemic hit, and it changed our focus on almost everything for the next 9 months as it has everyone else. The supplemental budget also proposes increases of $50,000 to the registry's miscellaneous supplies and materials, and computer supply line items. In mid-November, the registrar he requested a $50,000 budget transfer from the prior year's dedicated deeds revenue to the registry's supply account, which is code 399, and I'm recommending the approval of that request, as well as a $50,000 increase to the registry's computer supply line item, in 276, from the CARES Act reimbursement as well. And you will also note that a portion of the supplemental budget, it proposes a total of $105,000 to replace the two package air handlers at Stoughton District Court. While we've been relying on the court's forced hot water heating system, in the ductless split air conditioning units, the replacement of the units have been a priority for the county since last winter, when we actually began compiling a capital inventory, and additionally with the focus, on the ventilation and air circulation, as part of the ongoing pandemic. The trial court has also requested that we address this issue as soon as possible as well. Additionally, we are asking for supplemental requests in the amount of $23,000 to fund the new county website, and also an additional $10,000 to fund a line item, a civil engineering line item, in the engineering budget. We are in the process of dealing with and working to address an outfall issue, out behind Old River Place in Dedham. That's actually been caused by overgrowth in Army Corps land, where we have a drain that drains into the area. So we're working, on addressing that issue. However, we are going to need to do we are going to have to engage an environmental civil engineer, and go before the Dedham Concom, and a whole bunch of issues related to that as well. And finally, the second supplemental budget, it proposes to restore basically about $85,000 in costs incurred by the agricultural high school, as part of the reopening efforts, and it would help the school, actually address the ongoing needs that, it has an HVAC and all the precautions and the and the protocols, that the Aggie has been taking as part of the pandemic as well. So with that, and with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. I do, have a proposed motion based on the fact that we expect. However, as of now, we have not yet received the $249,000 in CARES Act reimbursements. Like in the proposed motion would make, actually the appropriations using that money contingent on actually receiving that. So that is all. That is all I have on that. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk about any of those issues.
Well, let's open it up to the members. I'll go through individually so that we can speak because I can't see everybody. Carl, do you have any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Paul?
I have nothing other than I think it's a very reasonable request and proposal by the commissioners.
Beth?
My only question, it sounds great, Mike, everything sounds fine. I just want to know, is there any risk of not getting the CARES money? And if so, how much of a risk is that? Or is it like an almost non-existent risk?
Oh, at this point, I don't want to be presumptuous because in 2020, we have learned not to be presumptuous at all about anything anymore. However, about 2 weeks ago, we did hear back from A&F that they have given us initial approval. And they are finalizing their process, and I believe we're almost to the point where they're going to be reaching out, hopefully any day now. And asking for the counties ACH information, and then, hopefully by next week we should have it. However, if we don't, then the $249,000 in appropriations, we, have to address another revenue stream, to be able to deal with them. But at this point, I'm hopefully presuming that we are going to get that funding.
That's great. And it sounds like it's very likely. It sounds like it's very unlikely we won't at this point. If you don't get it though, do you have a plan?
Yes, at that point, and again, we fully expect you to be reimbursed, and actually in their comments, in their approval to us, administration and finance really thanked us for the organization and the thoroughness. And that was appreciated. So, yeah. However, if we don't get it, at this point, I would recommend that we do have real needs. And we will look, and we will look at the unappropriated balance to be able to address that. But hopefully, we won't need to do that.
Great. Okay. Thanks. That makes total sense to me. And I'm sure A&F was thrilled with the quality of your submission compared to what they usually get. So that's great.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I can't take credit for that either. That was Nancy Rockwell in our office who put the whole thing together, for the county, high school. She did a remarkable job with it, so.
Well, kudos to all of them then. That's great. Thanks.
Thank you. Yep.
Helen?
All set, thank you, and thank you for the great job.
Excellent.
Thank you, Alan.
If I could, just for a brief moment, I do want to recognize the hard work, certainly of the maintenance department and of the registry in keeping things moving, particularly the registry, and I know Registrar O'Donnell and Assistant Registrars Kennedy and Lee in particular worked very diligently to ensure that the registry was operational throughout, especially in the early days of the COVID crisis. And this, I think, is hopefully going to help them be able to remedy some of the financial burden there, as well as with the burden that maintenance was felt. And also, I think the importance of that HVAC system in Stoughton is huge. That could be a disastrous situation. So finding the funds and addressing that now is tremendous. So I appreciate all of the hard work that was done. It's really a tremendous job of the commissioners and Mike putting all this together. So thank you. With that being said, I would accept a motion, if someone would be willing to do so, to recommend that the second supplemental budget be approved by the advisory board.
So move, Mr. Chairman, Carl Bolduff. I move the second supplemental FY21 supplemental appropriation dated 12/1/2020.
I'll second it.
Thank you both. Again, we'll be calling the roll because we're remote. Mr. Baldoff,
Aye.
Dr. Childs,
Mr. Chairman,
Aye.
shouldn't you,
yes.
that motion should have read that relative to receive the money from the state.
Well, I think I would defer to the director on that, Mr. Chairman. The language on this is the motion that is here. Mike, that is for the advisory board, is that not correct? Or is that for the commissioners, or is that for us? Because we're just making a recommendation, correct?
Yes, however, if I so could, if you can make a recommendation based on the proposed motion.
Okay.
I think at that point, then we would, hopefully have the consistency from the commissioners, and from the FinCom to the whole advisory board.
Okay, so Kyle, if you would
Aye.
accept changing that to the language recommending as is indicated in the proposed motion that's written here.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, let me find the proposed motion.
Would you like me to read it?
Yes,
happy to read it.
yes,
Yeah, sure.
please. I don't have it
Yep.
right up in front of
That's
me right
okay.
now.
The proposed motion is to approve the fiscal year 2021 second supplemental appropriation in the amount of $404,871.07, with $249,871.07 of said appropriation contingent upon receipt of $249,871.07 in CARES Act funding from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And provided further that appropriation and expenditure of these funds shall be considered one time only and shall not be included for calculation by any department for mandated accounting spending in fiscal year 2021 or any future years.
Mr. Chair, I revise my motion as you have just read.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All right, we'll call the roll. Mr. Baldoff,
Aye.
Dr. Childs,
Aye.
Mr. Connors,
Aye.
Mrs. Donahue.
Aye.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. Moving along, I don't know if, and Mike, I think you mentioned this earlier, although sometimes I get a little disoriented on the Zoom piece, but there was a great piece in the Patriot Ledger about the work that the commissioners and Mike and our representative, Dr. Childs, are doing with the Abrahams Group and the operational analysis of county operations. As an interesting aside, today I had an appointment and I pulled into the parking lot and the plate next to me was, and for those of you who are political historians will remember this, was number plate 5. And for those of you who remember, I bet you Joe Shea remembers who had number plate 5. Do you, Joe?
I don't know. I'm going through my plates. No, I don't remember who has
Billy
5.
Balcho?
Governor Curley.
Oh,
And we've come
okay.
I was just thinking just now, we've come a long way in government since those days. And this is just an example of what they probably called goo-goos back then. But the transparency level and to credit the commissioners and Mike for what they're doing and putting everything on the website and being fully transparent in all of the dealings of the office is tremendous. And this is going to the next level. And Commissioner Shea and Director Mullen spoke to that in the article. I think it's just a tremendous opportunity for the county and for the people of the county. In fact, I got a message on Facebook today acknowledging how much of a step that was in the right direction for government, and more communities, cities, and towns should be doing the same. So things like that really make what we're doing something that's important and glad to be seen now as recognized by people outside of our group. So with that, I do want to recognize Dr. Childs for an update on the process.
Great. Well, I'm going to give you the update that I can, and Mike, just jump in here as you need, okay? So we had a meeting. I was a part of the meeting with the Abrams Group back at the end of October 28th, where we talked about how they were proceeding with their work, a preliminary meeting as they laid out their work, and they've already started. They're hard at work. They sent out a data request before Thanksgiving to the county director and the county accountant to start their capital needs inventory and planning. This will include both fixed assets and capital projects, and it'll be addressed through the recent fiscal year operational budgets. Likely this week, they're going to start reaching out to departments individually to discuss and begin compiling their capital needs list based on their existing fixed assets and departmental needs and priorities. And the capital needs program is going to help inform all of our financial policies. A separate call is taking place tomorrow with Norfolk Aggie to focus the reviews efforts relating to the school, to better define what that focus needs to be with the school. That came up in our preliminary meeting. There's some work there that needs to be done, and I think that they'll really seriously get into what they can do here to help us with the Norfolk Aggie situation. I mean, it's such a great program, and we have to figure out how to get the most out of it for the county. Best practices review with Tyler Technology and Infinite Visions financial software consultants is scheduled for next week with the Abrams Group participating in that. And finally, the Abrams Group is compiling a summary of the issues that were identified through the project onboarding process, including that meeting that I was a part of on the 28th. And that'll be included in the different scope of work. And that'll be presented to the county in the next coming weeks with this group that I'm thrilled to be on with Commissioner Shea and Mike, and it's I'm working with this really good group. I might also add that I actually had a conversation with our town administrator, and I think, here Brookline is, one of the challenges for Brookline is we don't use many of the county services, even though we contribute a lot to the county. And for a town like Brookline, I think he was quite thrilled that we were doing this. And I think he thought that we chose wisely in the Abrams Group. He knows of their work in other communities. And I think there's a real hopefulness that we will make the county not only financially more solid and tighter, but that we actually will improve the value of what the county does. So I think it's getting a lot of positive. For you to hear that from Brookline is quite a positive statement.
Here.
Do any of the members have questions? No? Okay. Excellent. The last piece is just any topics. I have no topics. We'll just take a moment of privilege. I had a parent of a student at the Aggie approach me recently just to say how the experience of the Aggie has been during COVID. And it was a very positive conversation. So to Dr. Quinn and Mr. Fitzpatrick, congratulations. I can't imagine what you've been going through all this time. I know each district has had their ups and downs. Some have been extraordinarily down. And this comment was one that I felt really good about and hearing. And I know it's been really hard for you. It has to be. And so I just wanted to share that so that you're aware that there's been some good feedback of all that's going on. I'm sure that sometimes you get lost in the minutia of what you're doing, and sometimes it's good to hear that feedback. So congratulations. I hope you appreciate the fact that people do appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you very much. We do. Thank you.
Are there any other items to come before the Finance Committee?
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Most certainly.
Who had plate number 1?
Dr. Tudor.
Right. I
Very
know that
good. All right. I'm
I'm all
impressed.
right, huh?
Wow.
Good job.
Gee. Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
People kept stealing it. Is there a second? Oh,
Second.
so we have a motion and second. I'll call the roll. Mr. Baldoff?
Aye.
I'm sorry, Dr. Childs, got to do
Aye.
order. Mr.
Aye.
Connors?
Aye.
Mr. Donahue?
This is Helen. Aye.
That's helpful. That's it. Thank you very much. You turn it over to the commissioners for their meeting.
Thank you very much. All you people do a great job on the advisory board budget committee, and the commissioners really appreciate it. I will accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion made and seconded that the Norfolk County Commissioners on the 2nd of December adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. God bless and have a great day.
Love you,
Thank you.
Franny.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Take care, everybody. Be safe.
Yeah. Be safe.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.